Yes, you guessed it right. We are talking about heart health today. Our wonderful ticking hearts that go so many times a day without us even being aware of it. So we're going to look at some physical aspects of the heart, some studies, but also looking at the mental emotional aspects of heart health. So recently I came across a US study which looked at over 40 clinical studies, analyzing over 135,000 people. And what they found was that an intake of EPA and DHA is really essential for heart health, and that it actually decreases fatal heart attacks by 35%. And even more than that, it actually decreases coronary heart disease by 10%. And when you increase the dose of EPA and DHA, which are essential fatty acids, the omega-3, then when you increase the dose to 1,000 milligrams a day, the risk of heart disease and heart attacks decreases even more radically. And that's an amazing study because omega-3 essential fatty acids are readily available to us today in our foods and also in various supplements. But before we get there, let's look a little bit about cardiovascular disease. What are some of the risk factors that you need to be aware of in terms of heart disease? Well, if you have any of these, then you are more at risk of cardiovascular disease. If you are obese in any way, if you have diabetes, if you're a smoker, if you enjoy a lot of alcohol, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, also if you have high cholesterol, high blood sugar levels, a poor diet, and also stress. These are some of the risk factors of heart disease. And funny enough, men more than women. However, after the menopause, women's risk of heart disease tends to increase. How do you know if you might have some heart issues? Some of the very basic symptoms are, for example, shortness of breath, chest pain, often called angina. And sometimes that pain can also radiate to the jaw, to the upper gut, and even to the back. So that pain can radiate. You might have lightheadedness, extreme fatigue, and dizziness. Maybe your feet suddenly start swelling where they never did before. So these are some of the symptoms to look out for in terms of cardiovascular disease. And so what can you do about it? And that's the most important thing. Of course, let's begin with nutrition. As we said earlier, omega-3 essential fatty acids are really, really important in terms of decreasing your risk of heart disease. And you can find omega-3 in wonderful foods like oily fish, salmon, sardines, and herring. Remember, your white fish like hake is not high in omega-3 at all. So you really need to choose your oily fish, salmon, herring, sardines. Walnuts also a very good source, chia seeds, eggs, flax seeds. These are some good sources. But over and above that, let's look at what other foods are good for your heart. Well, oatmeal is very good. All your green leafy vegetables are excellent for heart health. Avocados, tomatoes, legumes. So your fruits, your vegetables, berries is very good. Garlic, excellent for heart health. The things you need to avoid as much as possible, processed foods, things that come in packages, lots of sugar, lots of hidden fats, not good for your heart. Processed cold meats also. Read the ingredients. You'll be amazed at what you find in processed foods. Really try and cut out sugar as much as possible. Processed foods, as I've said, alcohol, decrease as much as possible. So you can do a lot for your heart in terms of what you put into your mouth. And then lifestyle. Find ways to manage your stress. Spend time in nature. Go for walks every day. Cultivate meaningful relationships. Learn to find what is your yes and what is your no. Also important is move your body. Get active. Do something that you love. If you're not a gym person, then don't go to the gym. Maybe take up belly dancing or something else that could be more interesting for you. If you're a smoker, cut down or stop, including alcohol as well. And then make sure to monitor your blood pressure, your cholesterol levels, and your blood sugar levels. These things are really, really important. So moving on to supplementation, we know that omega-3 fats are really good. And I love the Coin Healthcare Purist Omega-3. I love this product because I know that the fish source is really nature friendly. In other words, the Alaskan oceans where this fish comes on, the oceans are protected and they are not overfished in terms of resourcing this raw material for the Coin Healthcare Purist Omega-3. Also, it is free of toxins. Unfortunately, today our oceans are often full of toxins, especially mercury and other heavy metals. So with Coin Healthcare Purist Omega-3, you know that it is low of toxins and mercury, and also because oils are prone to becoming rancid, there's a certain score which measures the rancidity of oils. And the Coin Healthcare Purist Omega-3 rates very, very low on that score. Actually, it's the lowest value of that rancidity scale. So I really love the Coin Healthcare Purist Omega. And that is available on the VitaSol website. You can buy that online. Omega-3s are not only good for your heart health, but they are so important for your skin, for your brain, for your eye health. They help to balance your hormones, important part of your immune system. They're naturally anti-inflammatory. So overall, they benefit your body in so many ways, not just your heart. Finally, in closing, I'd love to just focus on the mental, emotional aspects of the heart. So just take a moment and just think about an issue or a life situation currently that you're aware of in your life that is challenging. Okay, where it's just difficult, maybe it's with yourself, maybe it's with another person or a situation that makes you feel contracted and just not so good. Brings up those uncomfortable feelings, you know what I mean? Frustration, anger, disappointment, grief, sadness, that kind of stuff. Got something in mind? Okay, so just being aware of how that lives in your body. And then, if you are willing, just put a hand on your heart and take a deep breath. Just placing a hand on your heart in the midst of any challenge, difficulty, tricky life situation. Just that gesture and taking a deep breath without trying to fix it, change it in any way, just acknowledging, sure, this is hard for me at the moment. I'm really struggling with this. This is suffering. It's challenging. And by just placing a hand on one's heart, we open to the possibility of some compassion for ourselves and for the situation or for the other. Remember, our heart isn't just a physical heart, it's also a spiritual heart center that is so full of deep wisdom, of truth, of intuition. So at any time in your life, check in with your deep heart's wisdom. Feel your feelings and be willing to listen to the truth that your heart always has to share with you. My name is Giulia. I'm a pharmacist, an expert in complementary health, and a life coach. And it's been so wonderful having you here with me today, talking about heart health. Remember, the longest journey sometimes is from our head to the heart, but it is the most worthwhile journey.